Imagine an AI that's not just smarter, but can remember your preferences, understand entire books, analyze videos instantly, and still answer in seconds. Meet GPT-5, OpenAI's biggest leap yet. In this video, we break down what's new, how it works, and why everyone from solo creators to Fortune 500 companies should care. Let's start at the very core, the architectural changes that make GPT-5 feel like a completely different brain compared to GPT-4. Think of GPT-4 as a city full of talented generalists, capable, adaptable, but with no single person who's an expert in every niche. GPT-5 changes that. While OpenAI hasn't published the exact numbers, signs point to a larger, smarter parameter set, billions more neurons, but arranged differently. Instead of just stacking more layers, GPT-5 assigns specialties. Certain parts of the network focus on logic, others on memory recall, and others on creativity. The result? It follows longer chains of reasoning without getting lost and delivers responses that feel more coherent from start to finish. Here's a game changer. GPT-4 could juggle between 8,000 and 32,000 tokens, enough for a few chapters of a book. GPT-5? We're talking up to 128,000 tokens, and in some deployments, close to 1 million. That's entire novels, massive research papers, or a company's complete policy library, all processed in a single session. For you, that means no more chopping your project into bite-sized pieces. For businesses, it means one query can draw insight from everything they've ever documented. GPT-4 could think in steps, but it sometimes skipped a few or took a leap of faith that didn't land. GPT-5 adds guardrails. It checks its own logic at internal reasoning checkpoints. It cross-verifies details across different data types, text, images, audio, to catch inconsistencies, and it adjusts how deeply it thinks depending on the complexity of the task. That means fewer confidently wrong answers and a lot more trustworthy problem-solving. In GPT-4, multimodal features like image analysis were bolted on, powerful but not native. GPT-5 was built multimodal from day one. Text, images, audio, even video, processed in the same neural fabric at the same time. This allows for richer connections. A doctor can upload a scan, ask follow-up questions in plain language, and get medically aware answers instantly. Or a designer can sketch, describe, and iterate, all in one conversation. Finally, freshness and diversity. GPT-4's training data had a 2023 cutoff. GPT-5's diet is broader and more up-to-date, blending recent scientific literature, diverse cultural sources, and higher-quality web data, filtered to strip out junk. The payoff? Less bias, more factual accuracy, and a deeper awareness of global perspectives. Ask it about 2025 events, and it responds with context that feels current, relevant, and nuanced. So, smarter wiring, deeper memory, sharper reasoning, seamless multimodal thinking, and fresher knowledge. That's GPT-5's brain upgrade. Next, let's talk about how it uses that brain differently, where the real efficiency gains begin. Now that we've explored the brain upgrade, let's look under the hood. Because GPT-5 doesn't just think differently, it manages its thinking differently. In GPT-4, every request went through the same mental process, whether you were asking for a weather update or drafting a 200-page contract. GPT-5 changes that with a real-time task router. It scans your request, gauges complexity, and decides whether to take the fast lane for quick answers or the deep reasoning path for complex work. The best part? It can switch modes mid-reply if the problem turns out to be trickier than it looked. GPT-4 had to pay equal attention to every word in your conversation, even the stuff you said hours ago. GPT-5 is smarter. It uses selective attention layers to focus on what matters most while compressing the rest into efficient summaries. The result? Long conversations stay consistent without wasting processing power on irrelevant history. One of the most requested features is here: transparency. Switch on GPT-5's reasoning mode, and it shows its work, step-by-step logic, complete with a confidence score for each stage. If a fact is 99% certain, you'll know. If it's a cautious guess, you'll know that too. For students, it's a tutor. For corporations, it's an audit trail. With GPT-4, multi-step tasks required constant handholding. GPT-5 can operate like a self-directed agent, planning, branching, and executing without you micromanaging every move. It can call APIs, fetch data, update spreadsheets, and send reports, all while following if this then that logic. In GPT-4, multimodal meant process text first, then deal with the image or audio. GPT-5 handles text, images, audio, and video together in one shared thought process. That means in the real world for individuals, we've seen the brain upgrade and how the engine works. Now, let's put it on the road and see what GPT-5 can actually do for people and businesses. For writers and creatives, GPT-5 is like a long-term creative partner. It remembers your tone, your style, your quirks, so every draft feels like it came from your voice, not a blank slate. For students and researchers, the giant context window means entire chapters, papers, or data sets can be analyzed in one go, keeping nuance intact from start to finish. And for coders, GPT-5 is sharper at debugging, more consistent in complex builds, and better at translating your big picture idea into clean working code. For enterprises, GPT-5 can act as a tireless team member, handling customer support, analyzing contracts, or generating real-time insights from a company's entire knowledge base. Healthcare organizations can tap into its improved accuracy for diagnostics and patient communication, backed by safer, more transparent reasoning. In media and education, GPT-5's native multimodality means courses, training programs, and campaigns can be produced in video, audio, and text, all from a single creative brief. And it's not just about capability, it's about efficiency. Smaller GPT-5 variants, like the mini and nano models, offer lightning-fast performance at a fraction of the cost, so businesses can deploy AI at scale without breaking their budgets. From the freelancer's desk to the boardroom of a Fortune 500, GPT-5 isn't just an upgrade, it's a shift in how humans and AI work together. And with each conversation, that partnership only gets smarter. The human response. Every leap forward in AI brings a wave of reactions, some glowing, some skeptical, and GPT-5's arrival has been no exception. When GPT-5 launched, it carried the weight of years of anticipation. Promised as OpenAI's biggest leap since GPT-3, it landed with bold claims: massive context windows, native multimodality, and reasoning that could rival a human specialist. For early adopters, the first sessions felt like stepping into the future. An AI that could summarize books, analyze videos, and still chat naturally. Researchers praised its ability to handle sprawling projects without breaking context. Developers were impressed by cleaner code generation and more accurate debugging, and content creators found that persistent memory gave GPT-5 a personality that could adapt to their unique style over time, something GPT-4 often lost between sessions. But as the honeymoon period passed, a different narrative began to emerge. Some users reported that GPT-5 felt slower in casual chat. Others said it was less playful, more like a professional consultant than a friendly conversational partner. And in communities that relied on quick, snappy exchanges, the preference quietly shifted back to GPT-4's speed and warmth. This led to something unusual in tech rollouts: people actively asking for the old model back, immediacy, its lighter touch in everyday interactions. It wasn't that GPT-5 was worse, it was that the new depth sometimes came at the cost of spontaneity. The conversation had shifted from "can it do more?" to "does it feel right?" OpenAI listened. They restored GPT-4 access for paying users. They added speed modes to GPT-5 for faster, less resource-intensive replies. And they began tweaking GPT-5's tone, dialing in warmth, humor, and conversational flow without sacrificing the precision and safety upgrades that defined the new model. The rollout revealed something deeper. AI adoption isn't just about capabilities, it's about human comfort. An AI can have perfect logic, vast memory, and cutting-edge multimodality. But if it feels cold, distant, or sluggish, users will notice. The most successful models aren't just powerful, they're relatable. And that's the real challenge going forward. Designing AI that's both a world-class expert and a trusted companion. GPT-5 has shown it can think harder and remember longer. Now, the work continues to make it feel as natural as talking to a friend. Only one who can also read your MRI, debug your code, and draft your business plan in the same conversation. From the first spark of the transformer revolution to the multimodal intelligence we see today, AI has evolved from a clever assistant into something closer to a thinking partner. With GPT-5, the line between human insight and machine reasoning grows thinner. It's not replacing creativity, curiosity, or empathy. It's amplifying them. Giving individuals more reach, giving businesses more vision, and giving all of us a glimpse at what collaboration could look like when human and artificial minds work side by side. This isn't the final chapter, it's the turning of a page. Every conversation, every question, every experiment you run with GPT-5 teaches it something about how to work with you. The technology will keep getting sharper, faster, more connected. But the real story is what you will do with it. So, explore. Challenge it. Push its limits. Ask it to imagine with you, build with you, and solve with you. Because the more we ask, the more we learn. Not just about AI, but about ourselves. This is just the beginning. Stay bold, stay creative, and above all, stay curious.